Welcome to Littlejohns Yarns and my Scrap Yarn series. For the next 5 days, I'm giving you patterns to bust your stash. And today is day 1, and we'll be creating this quick and easy crochet facial scrubby with and without the hand strap. So stay tuned for days 2 through 5, and I'll leave all the information down in the description box below for the other future videos. Alright, we'll hop into this tutorial. Today I'm using a 5mm crochet hook, and I'm using some of my scrap yarn. It's Barnett's Handicrafters cotton yarn. I believe it's holiday yarn from last Christmas season. I'm using it as a facial scrub because it has this nice little shiny tinsel material, which I think will work great for a gentle face exfoliator. So to begin, I'm going to start with a magic ring. Once you have your magic ring, we're going to chain 1. We're going to place 8 puff stitches into the ring. I'll show you how to make a puff stitch. To do that, you'll yarn over and go into the ring 5 times. So you yarn over, into the ring 1, yarn over, into the ring 2, 3, 4, and 5. You should have 11 loops on your hook. Yarn over it and pull through all 11 loops. And to close off your puff stitch with a chain. Alright, and chain 1. We're going to put some more puff stitches in. I'll show you one more time. Yarn over, go into the ring 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yarn over, pull through all 11 loops. We're going to chain to close off that puff stitch, and one more chain. Alright, continue putting all your puff stitches into the ring. You should have a total of 8. So pause your video here and I'll meet you at the completion of your 8 puff stitches. Okay, we've made it back around, and we're going to slip stitch into the very top of the first puff stitch. You can tell because it looks like a little triangle tint right above the stitch. Slip stitch. Now chain 1. We're going to place 2 puff stitches into the chain 1 stitch right here. So start your puff stitch. Remember, we're going to yarn over and go into that space 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yarn over, pull through all 11 loops, close off your puff stitch, chain 1, place another puff stitch into the very same space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull through all of your loops, close off your puff stitch, and chain 1. Alright, we're going to put 2 puff stitches in each chain 1 space all the way around. Be careful not to put it in the space exactly above your puff stitch, but we're going to put it into the chain 1 next to it. So not here, but into this big open space here. Not here, into the big open space there. So pause your video here and continue placing 2 puff stitches in each chain 1 space all the way around, and I'll meet you at the other side. Okay, we've made it back around, and we're going to slip stitch into the very first puff. The very first puff is right here, not in the chain 2 space, but this little tinted part above your puff. Chain 1. We're going to place 1 puff in the very next space. So yarn over, go in 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over, pull through all 11 loops, close off your puff, and chain 1. We're going to place 2 puffs in the very next chain 1 space. So yarn over, go in 5 times. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, complete your puff, and chain 1, and place a puff right back into the very same chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and chain 1. We're going to repeat this sequence all the way around by placing 1 puff stitch into the next, followed by 2 puff stitches into the next stitch. So pause your video here and complete that sequence all the way around, and I'll meet you at the other side. Okay, once you make it back around, we're going to slip stitch to join into the very first puff stitch. Next, we're going to chain 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And we are going to slip stitch to join exactly on the opposite side of your work, so line it up. So it's going to be, your chain will be perfectly halfway through your work. I think mine works right about here. Next, we are just going to slip stitch all the way back down your chain. See if you can see what I'm doing. I'll try to zoom in. We're not going to chain or anything. So go back into your work and slip stitch all the way down your chain. Slip stitch. So you can pause your video here. Continue putting slip stitch all the way down your chain, and I'll meet you at the other side. Okay, we've made it down to the other side. And next, we're just going to turn it back over and slip stitch, tongue tie and slip stitch down the other side of your chain. So actually we're on the upside down, the reverse. So go back in and slip stitch all the way back down your chain again. Alright, pause your video here and I'll meet you when you're done slip stitching all the way down. Okay, once you make it to the other end, you're just going to slip stitch to join and fasten off your work. And it's all done. This part will be for your hands so you can scrub your face. And make sure you weave in all your ends. Great job. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Also, make sure you watch out for the very next video in the Scrap Yarn series. Alright guys, I'll see you all on the next tutorial.